I've been collecting games and media for almost 10 years. So here's the 2026 tour of my entire game collection and setup. I've been doing these collection tour videos for a couple of years now. They started out in my parents' basement in high school, and then they moved to my college freshman dorm room, then my first apartment, and now I'm at my second apartment. It's the same building as my first apartment, it's just, you know, an entirely separate room. I wanted more room and less roommates, but none of those things solved my issues with living here, so I'm moving into an entirely new apartment. I'm really sick of moving. Anyways, I'm literally gonna be yapping this entire video, so let's get into it. We'll start off with the NES stuff. So I have 4 shelves right here, as you can see. It's all NES stuff except for the Virtual Boy. I have run out of room on these shelves. So this used to be right here, and now I have it right here. I don't really know where to put it. But yeah, this right here is my very first retro console. So I started collecting in 2017 with the Nintendo Switch. I got that for my birthday in March, and the next system I got was this NES. It unfortunately does not work like at all. It maybe will work once in a blue moon. So that is why I got this one. This one was an insane Facebook Marketplace lowball. I got it. 3 controllers, including a regular one, the Max and the Advantage. I got it with a Rob and a few games. I think that was it. I'm gonna put a picture on screen so you guys can see it. But yeah, it was kind of an insane haul. Also on this shelf is the NES Classic, the 2 Nintendo Classics controllers, which these are on like all of the shelves that actually have them. So we've got those, and then the SNES and the N64 and the GameCube. And pretty soon it'll be the Wii, hopefully. I also have the orange NZAP, and then you can't really see it, but the gray NZAP behind this NES, and the Nintendo World Champion, or the, NES World Champion pins from the collector's edition of the Switch game. This NES right here works, I'd say like 50% of the time, but it's not in the best condition. So I plan on shell swapping it and also modding it to where it actually plays games consistently. I forget what it's called, but it's like the pin connectors inside. You can replace it with a modern, much more reliable one. I'm at NES games up here. A lot of my games are stacked kind of weird. I would rather have them like this, where they're all lined up. In some shelves, I'm able to do that. But with these big ass cases, I can't do that, unfortunately. I just don't have the room. And you also might be wondering about these game cases, because NES games and a lot of older games came in cardboard cases. These are custom plastic game cases that are made to replicate the old style of these boxes. So like this is the art that was on it, but it also is made to replicate modern boxes. So, you know, it looks like a very large plastic case that you would find for, I don't know, a Switch or a PlayStation. I don't have too many NES games, honestly. A lot of these are actually from when I first got the system, like Excite Bike, Galaga, let's see, Mario and Duck Hunt, Tetris, and Tennis. And then I got a few after that, like Metroid and Mario 3. But most of these are from 2025. Actually, I wouldn't say most, I'd say like half of them. Then over here, we have my 2 Robs. This one I bought because it was $80 on Facebook Marketplace. It didn't come with anything, just the Rob. This one was a part, I think I forgot to mention him, but he was part of the big haul that I got that was just $200 on Facebook Marketplace. And I did plan on selling him. That's part of the reason I got it, because this one is just in such good condition. But I don't know, like I really like Rob, so having 2 is honestly just kind of cool. Then we've got the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch right here. It's in the box. I took it out once to kind of mess with it and whatever, and I haven't taken it out since. It's been like 5 years, which is also why I haven't bought the Zelda one. I kind of feel silly, because like I could have taken it out and displayed it with my other handheld systems. So I'll probably do that at the next apartment when I actually have the room to do so. But yeah, it's literally just been in there for 5 years. Then we've got a Japanese copy of Mario 3. I saw this at a retro game store, and I don't have a Famicom, but I love Mario 3. It is one of my favorite 2D Mario platformers. So, you know, I just decided to get it. And then the last thing on these NES shelves is this thing. So this was my grandpa's, and when I was a kid, I really liked to mess with it and play with it and whatever, even though like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a doll or like an actual display thing that kids shouldn't mess with, but I messed with it anyways. And when he passed away last year, I was able to take it just because it means a lot to me, and now he forever sits on my shelf. But yeah, moving on to the SNES stuff. So like the NES stuff, I have the games just kind of stacked up right here. It's not organized, they're not in any particular order or anything, and you can also see half of them have cases and half of them don't. I have a Super Scope right here. This is actually what I originally was going to buy from the guy's house who sold me this NES. And it was $40, and it was a really good price, really good condition. It came with the Super Scope, the game, and the sensor, and he actually showed me the rest of his collection, and he was selling it, and that's how I bought the NES. But yeah, this thing is awesome. I feel really bad though, because when I was packing it to actually move to this apartment, it somehow, I don't know how, but it somehow not only came out of the protective blanket that I wrapped all over it, but it also just fell out of the car, and it landed on the concrete, and it got this giant gash in the front, which really sucks because, again, it's in such good condition, and I hate that I've done the most damage to it, especially because I had it for like, what, 6 months at that point. It's not like crazy noticeable, as you can see, but yeah, it really sucks. I'm actually, though, going to take it down so I can show off other things. So right here is a boxed copy of Ghosts 'n Ghouls. I did take the game out, so it's somewhere right here. Yeah, it's right there. But this is an actual cardboard box of an SNES game. It's pretty cool. I honestly never would have bought this, but it was just at one of my local retro game stores, and I was going there to support them. Long story short, they're having an event, and I decided to get a bunch of SNES games for my future Gen Z reviews video on this thing. And they had this boxed copy, and I was like, you know, sure, why not? It's also the only other boxed copy I have, the first two being these two, which I bought in, I think, 2019, sometime like that. I already mentioned the Nintendo Classics controller. I also have the SNES Classic right here, which ironically, I modded back then to be able to play a bunch of different games, and it is the very first system I ever beat Sonic 1, 2, and 3 on. I find it funny because, you know, Sonic is Genesis, and I beat his games on an SNES. Alright, so let's move on to the N64 stuff. So this thing right here is also an older thing in my collection. I got it, I want to say 2018, if I'm not mistaken. With this copy of Ocarina of Time. I have not gotten too much for it since then. I, you know, already mentioned the box copies right here, and then I've just slowly added some games to the collection over the years. The main thing that's, you know, the standout on this shelf are obviously these two things. So this right here is the Analog 3D. It recently came out. I was very lucky to snag one because I missed the first batch of these things. What it is basically is a modern N64. They completely, I think the right word is re-engineered the tech and everything inside it, because it can actually play real N64 games. So you put it in, and it has a menu, and then you just play the game straight from the system, no emulation. And, you know, you can take the game out and then put it in an actual N64, and your save file will still be there. I really like this company, but I also really don't because their products are super limited. I didn't find out about them until they made the Analog Pocket, which I was very lucky enough to get, but they also made a lot of other products before that, like an NES version of this, an SNES version, a Genesis version, and they don't sell them anymore. They made them in very limited quantities, and now you can only find them on eBay and stuff for like $1,000. I really wish these products weren't so limited. It just feels so unnecessary to me, but I can't do anything about it. It also came, actually it didn't come, I had to buy this separately. It should have come with this controller. Unfortunately it didn't, and the funny thing about this controller is it is an 8-bit Do controller, and mine came with an upside down start button instead of a B button. And it's just kind of funny because I see people online hype up 8-bit Do all the time, and out of the 3 controllers I've gotten from them, one of them is just okay, the other one I took back because it sucked, and this one shipped with the upside down start button instead of the B button. I mean, it works, but like I emailed them and I was like, hey, you know, this isn't what I ordered. Can you guys send me another one? And the answer I got was basically tough luck. It's not that big of a deal. It's just worth noting that I don't really like 8BitDo that much. And then of course I've got the Nintendo Classics controller. Anyways, the next shelf I'll talk about is the GameCube one. This one's pretty similar to the N64 one, honestly. This is my original GameCube I got for Christmas in 2021. This one I bought in 2023. The reason I bought it is because not only was it a fantastic deal, it is a modded Japanese GameCube that plays English titles as well. It has the Game Boy player, it came with the disc, and it came with a controller. It was like $250 on Mercari, so insane find. It's my main GameCube, it's pretty awesome, but the main reason I wanted it is because I didn't know there were different GameCube models, so if you look at the back, my black one is missing a port that I really wanted, and the silver one has that port. The port is used for various different products, which is why I wanted it. Something funny about the silver GameCube though is it works flawlessly, except...
I just got an amazing idea.
Yeah, he's gonna be yapping this... Alright, cool, man. He's gonna be yapping this entire video. I'll talk about him in a bit. But yeah, so the only thing that doesn't work on this silver GameCube is Paper Mario. I bought this copy at a GameStop recently, and it's a little scratched up. Not terribly, but it's pretty scratched, or not pretty. It just has scratches on it, and it can't read on here. So I'm just assuming that the laser on this one is like slightly too weak to be able to read it, because all of these other games work flawlessly. Like, I've never had an issue with it. And this copy works on this GameCube. So that's kind of how I know the laser is just slightly too weak, because it works perfectly on here and not on here. I also forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but in high school and middle school, when I'd buy these systems, I'd get a big chunk of games for them. Well, I say a big chunk. I'd get like 5 or so games for them, whatever. And that was kind of it for a bit. I would slowly add games to them until recently where, you know, like I'd get very large hauls of them. So most of these games are from high school, and then like, I think these right here were from college. But then all of these games I've gotten recently, because I'm finally starting to actually add a lot of games to these systems, because my goal at first was to just get the systems. So with systems like the GameCube and N64, I haven't gotten too much for them over the years. I know like Soul Calibur, sorry, my camera's not focusing. Soul Calibur, Spyro the Dragon, Paper Mario, I think there was, yeah, Donkey Kong, Jungle Beat. Those are recent games I've added, but the rest of these I've had for quite a long time. And as always, and this is the last time I'm saying this, the Nintendo Classics GameCube controller, I love this thing. I'm probably gonna buy a second, maybe even a third one when Smash for the Switch 2 comes out, because I want to have one that's in good condition, and then I want to have one that I like really use as my main controller. Oh, and wait, how could I forget the Donkey Kong, what are these called? The barrels? I feel like they're called something else, but I don't remember, honestly. Then we've got the Wii shelf. So this shelf actually means quite a lot to me, just because the Wii is the first ever system I think played. I mean, my family had one for as long as I can remember. I was born in 2005. It came out in 2006. I don't know when they got it, but I played a ton of games on it. You know, Smash Brawl, Mario Galaxy 2, I think I played Sonic Colors, Super Mario Bros. Wii, My Sims, Mario Sluggers, Mario Kart Wii, Eminem's Adventure, the complete saga. I could go on. Unfortunately, none of these are my original copy, or I guess my family's original copies, except for the Wii series games. These are the original copies, which is pretty awesome. And these two Wiis right here are also not my family's original Wiis. So my brother and I both collect games. So we made a deal when we were a little bit older that he would get the Wii and most of the Wii games, and I would get the Wii U, and he would still get most of the Wii U games. The reason that he got the reason he got most of the games, my camera is tweaking out, I'm sorry, I don't know why. But the reason he got most of the games is because he bought a lot of them and he played them more than I did. He's older than me, so, you know, of course that's the case, which I was fine with. The Wii U games I got were Splatoon. Again, my camera's not focusing, please focus. Splatoon, Pikmin 3, Nintendo Land, and it was Super Mario Maker, but he took that from my shelf and thought I wouldn't notice. But if he's watching this video, which he sometimes watches my videos, I noticed. But I don't really care. That copy costs $10 and it has the box and yours doesn't, so get fucked. I'm kidding, of course, but he has the family Wii and I have the family Wii U. So this is our original Wii U that we got in Christmas, or we got for Christmas in 2012. However, these two Wiis right here are still special to me just because they're both my grandparents' Wiis. This one was my mom's parents and this one was my dad's parents. The coolest thing about this one is my brother and I both thought that it was just gone. We thought that my grandpa had sold it because we went looking for it one year. They live a few states away, so we don't always get to see them. So one year we came up, the Wii was gone. We asked them and they didn't know where it went. They just didn't remember. And we looked all over the house. Every single year we went up, we looked. And after my grandpa passed, you know, we searched. Especially we searched then because we really wanted to find it because it's just important to us. But we never did until 6 months later. I went back up to the state and I was hanging out with my uncle and my aunt and we were at their house and I was telling them the same story I'm telling you guys now. And my uncle goes, "Oh, hold on a sec." And he brings me to the garage and he pulls out a bag and he's like, "You mean this thing?" And it was just this controller, one of these copies of Wii Sports. I have 3 and I don't remember which one is which, but he pulled out the bag and he's like, "Yeah, your grandpa was tired of having this around the house and he told me to get rid of it, but I just never did." It had been sitting in that same spot for over 5 years, so I'm glad I have it now. I'm glad they didn't get rid of it just because all of our Miis are on it and it's what we played when we went to their house. So it does mean a lot to me. It's also very easy to collect Wii games just because they're not terribly expensive, like at all. I think the most expensive one was this one, which was $90, but it makes sense because it's a collector's edition and it's Metroid Prime. Another cool thing I have on this shelf is this Mickey paintbrush controller. So I had this as a kid and then I kind of forgot it existed. I traded it in because I traded in a lot of my shit actually before I started collecting. And then I just forgot it existed until I saw it at a retro game store and all of those memories just came flooding back to me and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get it. So I did, and it also came with the box, which is pretty cool. Also right here, we have Rosalina's Storybook. This is a relatively new thing that came out like around 6 months ago, I want to say, with the release of Mario Galaxy and 2 on the Switch. And this is a really cute collector's item. And we've also got the Mario Galaxy amiibo right here. These fit in so well with my Wii stuff. It's not even funny. It literally looks like these things were made for the Wii. It is just so cool. The only thing I'm disappointed about is that we didn't get a Mario Galaxy 2 version, because, you know, that's obviously the cover art of Mario Galaxy 1. Imagine if we got one with like that in the background instead of the planet, and then Yoshi and Mario flying off with the Luma up there. Like that would have been awesome, but we unfortunately didn't get that. And now we're moving on to the Wii U. So I've already talked actually mostly about this. I haven't gotten a lot of games for it. And I know I said I wouldn't repeat myself on that, but the reason is because most of these games got re-released on the Switch, and I actually bought them for that thing. So I have no incentive to buy them on the Wii U, especially because I don't really care about this thing, unfortunately. I am very thankful that Splatoon came out on it. This is actually my original copy, which is like very cherished to me, honestly. And I did play this thing a good amount. It's the Wii U, you know, and I also got bullied for it in elementary school, which really sucked because apparently I was supposed to be playing Call of Duty at 10 years old. God, that's so dumb to look back on. So the games I have on here are mainly things that aren't on the Switch. So like these 2 Zelda games right here, the original Mario Maker, Yoshi's Woolly World, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I do have a copy of Breath of the Wild, and the only reason I bought that one is so I can say I have all 3 versions of Breath of the Wild. But next up is the system that started it all, and that is the Nintendo Switch. So this is technically my original Switch. I sent it into Nintendo. I think they just completely replaced it, so It might be my second Switch, I don't know. But I have 8 of these things, and I have 2 Nintendo Switch 2s. I'm not going to get into that. I've made multiple shorts on it, so if you want to watch those, I'll put a card right here or a link in the description. I don't know. But yeah, I have a lot of them. I really like this thing. I got it for my birthday in March of 2017. And this is what kickstarted my collection. I had a few games before it, but this is really the thing where I decided I'm not gonna trade in my games, I'm gonna display my games, and it was all downhill from there. I have a lot of stuff displayed on these shelves just because I have a lot of Switch stuff. For example, this is the Arwing that came, what was the game called? I think Starlink Battle for Atlas, if I'm not mistaken. It was a very short-lived Toys to Life game. It was alright. I mean, I enjoyed what I played, but I never beat it, and I also haven't played it since, I want to say 2018. I mean, whenever it came out. This thing is pretty cool. I mean, I love the Arwing. I love how it looks. I'm not the biggest Star Fox fan, but hopefully the new game that comes out, because obviously there's going to be a new game because of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but hopefully that game is good. Here's a modded Switch. It's transparent green. I didn't do it. My friend's dad did. This is the Pokeball controller from Pokemon Let's Go. I wonder if it works for other games. I don't think I actually have ever used it for a game other than Let's Go. Over here are just more games. The Mario Kart, what's it called? Home Circuit, I think? The little RC car with the camera on it. This thing is pretty cool. I bought it used, but it came with the box and everything in it, and it still looks new, and it was below MSRP, so that was pretty dope. And then I have another Pokeball. This is the Pokeball Go Plus Plus, which is a stupid-ass name, but I bought that because I was playing Pokemon Go a lot my first semester of college, and I, figured, oh, I'll have that for if I'm walking with other people on campus or if I'm in class. It was really annoying, though, because I don't think I could turn off the sounds or the vibrations or whatever, so it would just be super loud in my bag. But yeah, and these 3 shelves are all full of Switch games, and unfortunately, I don't have any more room for Switch games, so Tomodachi Life has to be stacked like this. I could put those games on this shelf, but I don't really want to mix my Switch 1 games with my Switch 2 games, because I really just like having them separated, I don't know. Which, yeah, I can talk about my Switch 2 now. So I have gotten a lot of games for this thing, and it hasn't even been out for a year, which is kind of crazy. And I say I've gotten a lot of games because I already have more games for this system than I do my PS5, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I love the Switch 2. It is my favorite system of all time. It's awesome getting such great Nintendo exclusives, having a 9-year-old, or having access to a 9-year-old library of games that a lot of them get upscaled and frame rate boosts and other things that improve the games. And we're also getting third-party games like Final Fantasy and Pragmata and Resident Evil, and they look and run great. It is such a cool system. Oh, and then, Nintendo Classics. It's just the ultimate Nintendo system. However, there is one huge issue with the system that is really bothering me, and it's obviously key cards. What else would it be? So I have the base storage and then a terabyte of storage in the thing, and you would think that would be enough. That's what I have in my original Switch, and I barely even got halfway full, and I have over 200 games on that thing. Well, I didn't transfer my data from my original Switch, so my Switch 2 is basically all brand new games, plus a few that I transferred from my original Switch. And I have almost run out of space already because key cards take up so much room, and they're just so unnecessary. For games like Final Fantasy where it's 90 gigabytes, yeah, that makes sense. But for games like Pragmata, it does not make sense. It's 17 gigabytes. Nintendo has started offering lower memory cards because all of these cards are 64 gigabytes except for the key cards. But there are games that have less memory on them. I forget which game it is that was just sold with a lower memory card, but that, that's good news because hopefully these companies stop using game cards unless they have to. If they have to, I understand, but so many of these are just unnecessary. Anyways, back to the fun stuff. So, yeah, the talking flower. I played Mario Wonder with my fiance, and she really liked the flowers, and I told her that they made a, talking one.
I think you're neat.
that just randomly talks throughout the day, and so she really wanted to get it, so we got it together. I have, you know, actually, I don't think I've mentioned these. I just have a lot of trinkets lying around like this, a lot of Kirby's and other random stuff. I probably won't really mention them unless they're like of vital importance or something cool happened with them. Otherwise, I mean, a lot of these my fiance just wanted to get. She really likes Kirby. I have a magazine right here. I've been getting into gaming magazines recently. This is like the first modern one I picked up. I have 2 issues of Nintendo Power from, I actually don't know how old these are, but I know they're pretty old. But yeah, these have been fun to collect and read up on, especially because I don't really use social media much anymore. I got rid of all of my social media apps on my phone that I used the most, so catching up on my gaming news via magazines is actually kind of fun. Other things I have on this shelf are my ROG Ally. Bro,
4 p.m.
come on.
4 p.m.
The other things I have on this shelf are my ROG Ally. Well, I say mine, it's more so my fiance's, because we bought this together so that she could play games while she was over at my apartment, like Fortnite, Minecraft, Baldur's Gate 3, a few other ones. But honestly, we haven't used it much since the Switch 2 released. And like I said, I'm running out of space on these shelves, and this is kind of like the only place I could put it. It's out of place, but it's whatever. Back here are my Switch 2 games. So none of them are actually in these cases. They're all in this one right here. And then these 2 cases are my Switch 1 games. The reason I have them in here is because I would rather have them in the case, but this is much better for travel, and because the Switch 2 is a portable system as well as a home system, it's just easier to keep them in here. The last thing on this shelf is this. This is a locker based on the lockers in Splatoon 3. It was taken, the locker specifically, was taken from the College Football 25 Special Edition. You can kind of see the wording right here. You know, esports and whatever letter that is. But yeah, and I wanted this, but I think it was like $50 or $60. It was really expensive. But I went to GameStop one time and they had them discounted for like $15 because they were just trying to get rid of the inventory. So I bought it, I decked it out with the stickers that you can use in game and put a few other things in here. These are Splatfest chains from Splatoon 2. I have a few pins in here, a little squid. I got that with my pre-order for Splatoon 3. So yeah, it's just a fun little thing. I really like how it turned out. If you know, you don't know, Splatoon is my favorite franchise or gaming franchise of all time. I love all of the games in the series. I probably should have specified that when I was talking about Splatoon on the Wii U. Let's talk about the handhelds now. So these are the Nintendo Powers I got. They're in a very weird spot. I don't really have any space for my magazines. I'm gonna make some in the next apartment. But everything's gonna look completely different. It's like a very, what's it called? Like chaotic, organized, chaotic something. I forgot, but you know, you guys know what I mean. These are all my older Game Boy games. These I got recently. These are all like from early, no, not early, like 2022 and 2023, because that's when I started getting Game Boy stuff. These are all new. Like I said earlier, these are going to be for my Gen Z reviews, the Game Boy video. And of course, these are all games that I wanted. Well, actually, for the most part, I did buy a few that like I wouldn't normally buy, but I still wanted them for the video. Yeah, I still need to get cases for all of these. Right here are my DS games. I have quite a few that are not in the case, and they look pretty awkward, honestly. And then I also have quite a few games that my fiance gave me. I think you can tell I wouldn't buy My Little Pony Pinkie Pie's Party on my own. But yeah, it's pretty cool that she gave me a lot of these games and that she still had them, because like, you know, I don't have any of my old DS games. The only ones, let me think, the only ones I actually know, none of these are from my childhood. Like some of these are older, like I got this in middle school and I got Super Mario 64 DS in middle school, but like my copy of Pokemon, no, this is the original Black, this is Black too. My copy of Pokemon Black and other games that I played, like Super Mario, or New Super Mario Bros, excuse me, when I was really, really young, I traded them in, I think. I don't actually remember what I did with them. Funny thing is, with this stack of games right here, I have a lot of like really good games that should have cases, like Soul Silver and Platinum and trying to think. Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger. I would love to display them. I just haven't, like I said, I haven't bought the cases for them yet. This is like the only DS thing I still have from my childhood. I don't remember when I got it, but it's very old because obviously, I mean, it's a Cars 2 thing on the DS, and it was a stylus. Wait, that's past tense. It is a stylus, but it's very old. Then up here, we have my 3DS stuff. So a lot of these games are from my childhood, and these are the versions of games that I had. So let me think, like Pokemon Y, Omega Ruby, Sun, those are my originals. Mario Party the Top 100, those are my originals, but like Mario Kart 7, I traded that in for some reason. I don't know why I traded some of my 3DS games and not others, especially like Mario Kart 7, because it's like, it's Mario Kart. Why would I have done that? I have gotten a few games over the years for this thing, like Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, which is behind this thing right here. Let me think what else. The regular show game, this game, which I don't have the box art for, I just have the case for. This is like a more rare 3DS game, Project Mirai DX. It's a Hatsune Miku game. But yeah, I really do like that I still have a lot of my childhood games on here, and my fiance also did give me a few when she gave me her DS games. This one, Freaky Forms, honestly, I think that was it. The other things I have on this shelf are one of my original packs of AR cards. I got a lot of these things just because I would trade in my old 3DSs to get the new one, but I'd keep the AR cards, so I just stopped opening them. And it's kind of cool that I still have a sealed pack of these things. I also have these boxed amiibo of Callie and Marie, so I already have Callie and Marie as amiibo, and these are the original. I think they came out in 2016. These were a re-release. I don't remember when I got them, but you know, because I already had them, I just decided to keep them in the box. And the reason I decided to get them is because my Marie has quite a few paint chips. I don't know where she got them, but I just decided to get some new ones because of that. I have this little Greninja plush right here that my fiance got me, and then this Pokeball right here is really awesome. It is a 3D printed Pokeball, and this is what I proposed to her with. It's really cute, and she absolutely loved it. We're both huge nerds, so I'm very happy I got to propose to her with this. Let's talk amiibo. So I have a ton of amiibo. Honestly, I did not realize I had this many. I thought they were gonna take up like this and this, but not literally an entire row. Actually, it's more than a row, because part of the reason the Mario Galaxy amiibo are right here is because they don't fit. There's no more room. The only series I think I have completed is the Splatoon one. I do have the Splatoon Raiders amiibo pre-ordered. I don't know if I have any other series completed. I don't collect to have them completed. Like, there are a few that I've bought just because, oh, it's an amiibo, like the Bokoblin. But a lot of these I genuinely want. I really do like amiibo, and I'm glad Nintendo has been restocking them. I just hate their price points now. Like, here is the very first amiibo I ever got. I got this for Christmas in 2014, and it was $12.99. If we compare a 2014 amiibo to a 2017 amiibo, yeah, the quality is night and day. Then if we take a 2023 one, this one also clears these two out of the water. It's more detailed somehow. I mean, like, I don't know how they're getting these small little figures more and more detailed, but they are. But the main thing I'm like mentioning here is the price. These were $12.99, and I don't remember if these were still $12.99 or if they had risen the price from $15.99 at that point, but like, I was fine with that because the quality was getting better, and it's like a $3 price increase, so who cares? And these were the same price. They were still $15.99. Well, with the Switch 2 generation, they decided to make Amiibo $20, or excuse me, $19.99. Which I guess is fair, but the quality isn't really that much different from 2023. So I was a little more miffed with this price point, especially because, you know, comparing $15.99 to $12.99 is like, okay, whatever. Comparing $19.99 to $12.99 is like, all right, there's a bigger issue here. But yeah, as we all know, the US economy is just absolute horseshit and is probably never going to get better, and so these amiibo that were supposed to be $19.99 got risen to $29.99. I was not happy buying these at all. And that's not even the worst of it, because these amiibo were $50 and the new King Dedede one is $55. I want it to sink into my younger audience that these... No, I actually have not. Anyways, I want my younger audience to understand that every single one of these 3DS games when they came out was $40. Maybe Minecraft was $50 because it was a new 3DS game, but I don't remember. These things that are just plastic figures with very basic in-game functionality cost more than an entire game. And these 3 amiibo, actually just these 2 alone, costs more than the Kirby Air Riders game itself. So yeah, amiibo are like a love-hate relationship with me, especially if you go to buy older amiibo on their website. Even ones that were $12.99, they've increased the price to $19.99. So, oh, I completely forgot. Hold on. I didn't talk about any of these systems because these are, you know, way apart from the games. So these right here are my Game Boy systems, these are my DS's, and these are my 3DS's. I bought these 3 things my senior year of high school. I bought this one my first year of college, and this was a Christmas gift that was supposed to be during my last year of high school, but I ended up getting it my first year of college. This right here is the Analog Pocket. It is the exact same thing as the Analog 3D, just for Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. This is my original Game Boy, my original Game Boy Color, and this is an original Game Boy Advance with a modded transparent green shell. And this right here is the NES Special Edition Game Boy Advanced SP. If I can open it and if my camera can focus, there we go. When I bought this thing, it also came with the original box, and this is also in really good condition. I was like never able to find these things without a billion scratches all over them. This one still has a few scratches, but they're really not that noticeable. Next up are my DS systems. So this one is my original DS Lite that I have had since before I even collected games. I don't remember the exact year that I bought it, but I've had it forever, and it unfortunately doesn't work. The bottom screen just completely glitches out now. I don't know why. I will probably end up fixing it in the future, but for now I just don't really use it, so I don't care. It's also funny because my other DS Lite that I bought has a broken hinge, so I literally don't have a working DS Lite right now. This is an original DS. I really like this thing. This is a DSi XL, and it is the same version as the one that I had when I was a kid. The story with it is that I had this, my parents gave it to me, I don't remember when, but I think it was the year after the 3DS came out, they sold this in November to buy the 3DS for me and my siblings and I, but they used the excuse that it needed to get fixed. I didn't know what was wrong with it. They were just like, yeah, we need to take it. We're going to take it to GameStop. They're going to fix it up for you. And I didn't see it for a month, and it was a very painstaking month, but they, you know, gave me the 3DS for Christmas, so that was pretty dope. And then this thing is just a regular DS Lite. I bought it recently at a local retro game store. It is in very good condition, and it was a very good price. Especially because it's white, you would expect it to be super dirty and yellow, but like, no, this looks fantastic. Down here, these two are my original DS's. This one I got for my birthday in 2016. It is the Pokemon 20th anniversary 3DS, and it goes for a lot now, so it's kind of cool that I kept it, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I was very tempted to trade it in. But I didn't. I ended up just buying this. I was game collecting at the time, so I, you know, spent my money. I didn't trade it in, because that's what I did with all my old 3DS's. I had this one. Obviously, these are not the ones I had as kids. These are ones I bought. But I had a red one, and then I traded it in for a red 3DS XL, and then I traded that in for a new red 3DS XL. This one is black. I didn't really want to have all 3 of these be red. I don't even really like the red new 3DS XL. I think it's kind of ugly. And then this one is actually my fiance's 3DS that she grew up with, and she ended up giving it to me. Oh, I didn't even talk about this much. This is my new 2DS XL. I bought it, I don't remember, I'll put it on screen when I bought it, but I bought it then, and it has been my main 3DS since.
All right, so we've done the Nintendo stuff, which is basically the top 4
rows of shelves. Dude, I just started recording. But now let's talk about the bottom 2 rows. So these are all my movies. Actually, wait, no, these 2 are part of... Anyways, movies, Xbox stuff, PlayStation stuff, and then my one little cubby of Sega stuff. Which, yeah, I guess I can actually talk about this stuff first. So I have 2 Sega Genesis here. Yeah, I don't really like that they're stacked, but again, I don't have a lot of room here. What I plan on doing next apartment is I want to get this same style shelf, but they make them with glass doors, and I would like to do that so that they don't get dust on them. This room, I don't know if you've been able to tell, I haven't dusted in like 6 days. I normally dust every week, but this room, because it's carpet and because I guess the ventilation here isn't that great, is super dusty, and so dust gets on everything very, very easily. And with my systems, I really don't want to do that just because a lot of them have a lot of nooks and crannies, kind of like the vents right there, and then, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, this camera sucks. I have to like zoom in super far and then zoom out to get it to go back to normal. Anyways, there's a lot of little spots that dust can get that I would rather it not get into. I want to keep these consoles in the best condition that I can, so I think putting them in an enclosed space will really help with that, and it'll help with the space too. I would rather just have my games lined up with these little trinkets and stuff and other things without like the consoles being next to them, because as you can kind of see, that's the theme I have going on here. You know, I've got my NES games right here, and then the NES below it, my SNES, and then the system, N64. You get the idea. And it would also give me more room so I don't have to stack my games like this. Like I said, I just don't like doing this. Like most other systems, I need to get the cases for these games. I also have 2 games right here and a poster I'm going to put up in the next apartment. Minecraft on the PS3 and then Mario and Duck Hunt. And these are out because they are duplicates. I already have them. I didn't know that I had them, except for Mario Bros. This is one of the games that came in that NES bundle on Facebook Marketplace I talked about. But Minecraft and then Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 on the Xbox. It's right there. I had duplicates of those, and I went to trade them in at one of my local retro game stores, but they couldn't take them. Well, they took Plants vs. Zombies, but they couldn't take those 2 because they have so many copies of those. I forgot to even finish talking about the consoles, actually. So this one I've had since 2020. This one I've had since 2025. I got this on Facebook Marketplace. I drove like, I think 3 or 4 hours to South Carolina. Unfortunately, the last time I tried it, the Sega Genesis was not working. So I actually had to hook up the Sega CD to my Model 1 to get it to work that way. This was when I was recording the Gen Z reviews video on the Genesis. I am going to have to take this in somewhere or see if I can fix it. I'm not sure what's wrong with it though. It kind of sucks because I've like not even had it for a year, so. I also think I might have put it on wrong. It kind of looks like it's crooked. Yeah, hold on, let me fix that real quick. Oh, yeah, that was definitely on wrong. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I have the Sega Genesis Mini. I got this on Mercari used. Bro, I don't know what the last owner did to this thing, but it was super sticky, especially the controllers. And when I went to use it for the Gen Z reviews video, I had to spend like 10 minutes trying to wipe off the sticky because I thought I got it back then. I don't remember exactly when I got it. It's been a few years, but I thought I got it, and apparently I didn't, man. It was really gross. Also, when I got the Sega Genesis Model 2 in the CD, it came with a copy of Sonic CD and the cover art / manual. So I need to order a case for it still, but I am happy it did come with the official manual. Let's talk about my Xbox stuff real quick. So this was my uncle's Xbox, the OG one that he gave me a few years ago. And it was like 2017 or 18 when I got it, and I literally did not use it at all because he forgot to give me, or he didn't forget, he just couldn't find one of the cables to actually plug it into the TV, the AV cables, and the Xbox has specific ones, so I can't just, use one of the ones I already have. And I just never bought the cables for it for years and years and years. I knew it worked because I turned it on, but I never actually put it in the TV until last year in 2025. I finally decided to buy cables for it, and yeah, it works, and it had all of his old data on it. It was really cool to see. And I actually played, where is it? Yeah, right here, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. That disc is very scratched up. The game would take forever to load, and some cutscenes would be kind of glitched out, and I would hear the disc spinning like very fast. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the Xbox is a cool system. It really sucks that Xbox as a company has kind of been going downhill, although recently, at least at the time I'm recording this, it seems that the new CEO is doing a really good job trying to bring things back. I saw that she lowered Game Pass prices, and they're thinking about doing like a custom Game Pass where you get to choose the games. They updated the Xbox logo. They went back on Microsoft Gaming to be called Xbox again. Oh, and how could I forget? They're also reevaluating how they do exclusives. So I'm really hoping that the next generation of Xbox is a proper return to form. I really want to see Xbox back with the big three. I don't want it to just, you know, be Nintendo and Sony, because Nintendo does their own thing and then Sony just doesn't have any competition at that point. So anyways, back to the systems I own. I forget the name of this. I think it's the Xbox 360S, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Xbox One names because that's the One S, and I still need a One X. I just don't know the 360 names, but that is the second model. I do know that. There's the first fat model that has the infamous red ring of death, and then there's that model which improved everything and all the internals, and then there's the third model that tries to look like that thing, and it's just kind of ugly. It's kind of funny with the Xbox Ones I have, because I haven't bought any of these. This one's from an old acquaintance, and this one is from my fiance. I also have this Deadpool plush that's supposed to like attach to things, but the suction cups kind of suck, so he just never does. I might like glue him to something, because like, I like this plush, it looks cool, but he doesn't do what he was intended to do. Now, unfortunately, I would love to have my Xbox games under my Xbox systems, but I have too many PlayStation games because, you know, PlayStation actually has games. Anyways, my Xbox games are all the way over here, and I don't really have a lot of them. You know, I have the Halo games, I have the first two modern Doom games, Deadpool, which I love that game, and a few other ones I just decided to get on Xbox for some reason, like Lego 2K Drive, Mortal Kombat 1, Skylanders. Actually, Skylanders was because it was cheaper than PlayStation, I know that. And then I have a ton of Sonic games on this thing because the Xbox Series X is backwards compatible, so not only can I play all of these games, but I can also, where are they? They're right here. I can play most of these games, which is kind of funny because I played through Sonic Generations on the 360, and then Sonic X Shadow came out, which Shadow Generations is fire, but Sonic Generations is like the same game, but kind of worse because some of the dialogue like kind of sucks. Also, for some reason, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing does not work on the Series X. There are a few games that don't work. Sonic Heroes also doesn't work, so yeah, that kind of sucks. It also kind of sucks because I had to get Sonic Racing Crossworlds on PS5 because I have the PlayStation Online subscription. I forget what it's called, but I didn't want to pay for another one on here. I might buy the game on here just to go with the rest of the Sonic games I have, because again, like, my Xbox is my Sonic machine. But yeah, I do enjoy collecting for Xbox because they have a lot of good games, and games that were cross-platform are pretty cheap to get for it. But I'm also torn because I like collecting for the PlayStation 3 as well, but like, a lot of these games I can play on my Series X. Anyways, that's it with Xbox. Let's talk about PlayStation. So I have the first 4 PlayStations here. We've got the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, I almost said that was the 3, and 4. This one was actually outside for most of the year in the common area of this apartment, which I have basically claimed to myself, and I will get into that later in this tour. But yeah, I was using this as a Blu-ray player. Last year I started collecting physical movies and media. I will talk about all of this later as well. But yeah, this was literally all I used my PlayStation 4 for. But since then, I have gotten a PS5 Pro, so my old PS5 has been demoted to this guy's position. and this guy has been demoted to sitting on my shelf and probably never being used again. But yeah, I'll talk about these in order. So that I bought a few years ago. I don't remember the year. I'll put it on screen, of course, but I literally did not use it until this year. I had just a few games for it. I've got Final Fantasy VII, Gran Turismo 1 and 2, and then Spider-Man, which I've talked about this previously, but my god, this is the worst condition game I have in my collection. I got it online from GameStop. The case doesn't have the cover art or the manual. The case is also very badly cracked, and the game itself has so many scratches, it literally looks like the last owner cleaned it with steel wool. But I didn't trade it in because A, it's good content because I'm making a video on GameStop, and B, it somehow works. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, when I bought that, I got a memory card for this PlayStation and used it for the first time, and it's pretty cool, actually. I've literally never seen any of the menus or anything for a PlayStation, so it was a very unique experience getting to use it. Also have the PlayStation Classic, I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. I have used it once and I tried to hack it and I failed. I don't know how I failed because I hacked the SNES Classic when I was like 13, and I also recently just hacked the Genesis Classic and it was very easy. Then I've got a PS2 right here. This is the slim model. This was given to me also by an old acquaintance, and I don't really like the slim PS2, honestly. I really want to get a fat one someday. Speaking of fat, the fat PS3. I don't know why. I guess I just like all of the fat models because, well, actually that's a lie. I prefer the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro to the original PS4, but I do prefer the fat PS2 and fat PS3. This one I don't think is the one that's backwards compatible with PS2 games just because it doesn't have all of the ports right here. But the person who sold it to my fiance, because this was a gift to me, put in, I think, like half a terabyte of storage in it, and it was like $80, so, I mean, that was pretty awesome. Also, the fact that it's in such good condition. And I have all this Minecraft stuff right here, because this is the first console that I played Minecraft on. My brother had a PS3 Slim growing up. It was solely his, no one else really used it, but I did get Minecraft on it and play it. Because I used to play it on my mom's iPad, and then I played it on the family computer, but then we got rid of the family computer, so my parents bought me the Minecraft version of PlayStation 3. I just said that backwards, the Minecraft version of PlayStation 3. No, I meant the PS3 version of Minecraft, which I am honestly probably gonna try and beat one day, probably when I set up this next apartment. I really want to, like, beat the Ender Dragon in a legacy version of Minecraft. And I think, you know, what better way to do that than with the very first version that I ever played. Here are all of my PlayStation games, and I find it funny with how many I have, just because a lot of these I wouldn't have really bought on my own. All of my PS4 and 5 games I have bought, but most of my PS2 and 3 games were given to me. The PS2 games were given to me by the same person who gave me the PS2 Slim, and the PS3 games were given to me by my friend's ex. So of course, like, I have bought stuff for these systems. Like on the PS3, I bought the God of War trilogy and Minecraft and Mod Nation Racers, and on the PS2, I bought The Simpsons Hit and Run, Crash Twinsanity, this Corvette game, the Call of Duty trilogy. But games like Robot and Tiger Woods PGA Tour, yeah, I did not get those on my own. But yeah, like I said, I have bought most of my PS4 and 5 games. With the PS4 specifically, I haven't played a lot of these, and I really need to. I have a very large backlog of PlayStation games for like every PlayStation system, because, you know, games like the Crash trilogy, Crash 4, God of War 2018, Horizon, Uncharted, like, I have gotten all of these games because I really want to play them, but like, there's just so many games coming out recently that my priority has honestly been on my Switch 2 games, which I have played most of these games. With my PS5 games, I have played literally every single one of these, and oh, that's a lie, I have not played Helldivers 2. I bought it and I forgot I needed a subscription to play it back then, and so I haven't played it, even though I have a subscription now, so I should probably start playing it because I know it's a fantastic game. All of these other games I have played, I've not beaten all of them. Again, huge backlog of games right now, but I really, really enjoy the games I have on my PS5. It makes me wish that PlayStation would make more exclusives. Also, yeah, I have this Jeff plush down here because I play Marvel Rivals, like, I'm addicted to the game, and I play it on PlayStation 5. These Fortnite things right here because I also play Fortnite on the PS5. And on the floor, Next to slippers, I have this Loki staff right here. I bought this at Disney World in 2023. It normally has batteries in it and it like makes sounds, but I don't keep the batteries in it because I don't want it to corrode, and I don't care about the sounds. I care about the look of this thing. It's pretty cool, but it also wasn't worth the price like at all, which is, I guess, to be expected from Disney. It's not even accurate. The stone is supposed to be in there, but they put it in here because like if you don't have the stone in it, it doesn't work. And yeah, but I'm gonna like properly display this at the next department. Right now though, it's just right there. Same actually with Captain America's shield. I got that on Facebook Marketplace brand new for like 40 bucks, which was kind of awesome. The last thing I'm gonna talk about on these shelves, because I have like an entire other section to talk about, but the last thing I'm going to talk about are these 4 sections right here, and these are all of my movies and shows. I started collecting these physically because while my parents still let me bum their subscriptions for everything, so like I have access to all of this stuff, I don't like streaming services, like, at all. First of all, it feels so much better to physically pull out the movie, you know, look at the cover art and the box and the disc, and then actually put the disc in the system. Second of all, the quality of these things, especially these 4K Blu-rays on my PlayStation 5, looks infinitely better than streaming ever could. Streaming might say it's in 4K, but trust me, it's not. It looks like dog shit. And I would also rather watch shows and movies on a TV rather than my phone. I don't know. I really don't like watching stuff on my phone anymore. So yeah, I mean, I figured I collect games. Why can't I just start collecting movies too? And this is what I have gotten within I'd say the past year and a half. Some of this stuff is like really old, like these Lego movies right here. These are from when I was a literal child in 2014, but most of this stuff is like brand new. I've got these kind of organized in a weird fashion. Right here is all of my Dragon Ball stuff. Right here is all of my MCU stuff. And then this and this are just random movies and shows in alphabetical order, and as you can see, I have run out of room, so I've just begun stacking them right there. The Dragon Ball stuff is pretty cool, particularly because I have the Steelbook collection of Dragon Ball Super, which is really funny. I haven't watched any of these yet because right now I am on season 4 of Dragon Ball Z Kai after watching the first 3 seasons and all of OG Dragon Ball. And my original plan was to, you know, watch Dragon Ball Super, but now they're remaking it. And so by the time I'm finished with Dragon Ball Z Kai, it'll be around the time that the new remake comes out, leaving no time to actually watch these. It's still a dope as hell collector's edition, and I did get it for like an insane price. But yeah. I also have the 2 Dragon Ball Super movies right here, Broly and Superhero. Oh my god, both are fantastic movies. Broly clears Superhero, but still, they're both really good. Oh, and I also still need to get, if my camera, there we go. I still need to get the final 3 seasons of Dragon Ball Z Kai. Also, my gosh, I need to think of better transitions. For some reason, season 4 has like a different box compared to the first 3. I ordered like the same version, same one on Amazon, but apparently this is for a different region than the first 3, and so it just kind of makes the collection look worse. I don't know why they sent me that one, but yeah. Oh, the cat is whining outside of my door. I'm sorry, baby, I'm recording. It won't hurt to give her some love right now, hold on. Hi. She's so cute. Anyways, right here, these are all my MCU films. I don't have every single one. It's gonna take me a little bit. Although I do have all of the steelbooks for the Avengers films, and these look so sick, especially when they're next to each other. And it's really cool because it separates each phase. So you can see I've got phase 1 right here, and then the Avengers, and then my only 2 phase 2 movies, Iron Man 3 and Guardians Volume 2, then Avengers Age of Ultron, and so on and so forth. I do have these movies in chronological order, not the order they released. As you can see, like Captain Marvel is right next to Captain America, when if it was the order it was released, it would be after Avengers Infinity War. Also, I think these look really clean because they're all the 4K versions, so all of the black boxes just being next to each other is pretty sick. compared to like if they were mixed like this. Another thing that I decided to do was I got the Thunderbolts steelbook, which I don't get these movies randomly as steelbooks because like they look cool, but I would rather have the 4K versions. But I got the Thunderbolts one because they're also the new Avengers. And like I said, I have the other Avengers movie steelbooks. Oh, and then all of these things, well, except for this one, but these are like little toppers that I get at the movies. They went on the top of the drinks. And so, yeah, I typically, you'll see this later in the video, but I typically get like the special popcorn buckets and drinks and whatever when I go to the movies. And then, yeah, the last two shelves are just movies and shows that I like. I don't know if I have anything to really say about them. I did just get the Scott Pilgrim physical edition. They said they weren't gonna make one, and they did a few years after it released, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, these are all of the movies and shows and stuff that I have. The last thing to talk about with these shelves would be up here. And this is a chaotic mess, I think is the best way to put it. I am standing on the edge of my bed to get this shot, but yeah, so these are basically just a bunch of figures. I have a few Lego sets up here. These are Fortnite Lego sets. I wanted a Mecha Team Leaguer set for so long, and I was actually about to order pieces to make my own custom one. But then they announced this one, and it looks fantastic. I had such a fun time building it. And then, you know, the Fortnite llama. But yeah, these are figures for characters that my fiance and I like. You know, obviously, Goku is a character that I like. Reze is a character that she likes. Miku is a character that both of us like. Because, like, these two are mine, and this one are hers. She also likes Darth Vader. You get the point. These are just a mixture of a bunch of characters we like. I actually don't really know where I'm gonna store these in the next apartment. I definitely do want to display them, but I don't know if I'm going to get my own shelf for them or if I'm going to continue putting them on the top of my shelves. Oh, and yeah, how could I forget this boxed, let me find the sticker, 2018 Comic-Con Hank Hill figure I found for $15 at a media store. I don't typically keep figures in boxes, but I kind of feel like this is one that I have to. Like with the movies, I don't really have a lot to say with these figures. I really like them, but I mean, you know, they're figures, so I don't know what I could add. Actually, I lied. This Splatoon figure right here, this is a Nintendo Tokyo Store exclusive that I ordered on eBay about a year ago, and it looks fantastic. I kept it in the box, although it doesn't really stay in the box all too well. But yeah, it is really cool, and I'm super happy to have it. The only other thing I can really think of is like these Minecraft figures. So these I added just, I think, less than a week ago, and these, when I was younger, were really cool because they have a good amount of articulation for Minecraft figures. Because when I was really young, the ones I grew up with, like, they didn't have much. You could move the head, the arms, and the feet, you know, side to side, and that was it. With these, you can actually move them up and down and stuff in-game, which is awesome. But the ones that I got a few years ago, which I don't, like, I can't find them in my parents' attic, but they were significantly better quality. I mean, these, you can see the seams on them, they don't articulate as well, they feel cheap. I think they didn't change price. They were both $10 from what I recall, because I bought each of these for $10, and the ones back then I think were $10. But like, I mean, the creeper's head, you can see I'm moving way too easily. It's way too loose. And if I can zoom in here, I mean, the plastic just looks like dog shit. I mean, like, these are awful quality. I would not have bought them if I had known that the quality had just dipped that hard over the years. But, I mean, I do really like Minecraft, and I wanted to have some Minecraft figures up here, because a lot of these figures are for things that I really, really like. You know, I really like Mario, really like Miku, I really like Marvel Rivals and Marvel in general. But like, these figures, despite only being around, I'd say an average of $30, These just kind of suck. And then the last thing to talk about up here are all of the different boxes that I have. I kept a lot of these when I was younger. My parents hated it because they didn't understand keeping boxes, but they look really dope. And what I'm hoping to do, if I do get a separate cabinet for these figures in the next apartment, is to display these more like outward, like the PS5 and Xbox boxes, which is actually what I originally had done when I set this apartment up, but then I realized I didn't have room for the figures, so I had to move everything back. But like, I've got some old stuff up here, you know, my original new 3DS XL Pokemon Red and Blue edition, both NES Classic, or the NES and SNES Classic. I have the NES Limited Edition Game Boy Advance that I talked about earlier. I have my Splatoon 2 Pro Controller box along with the Splatoon 3 one, and then another Splatoon 2 one because I bought 2 of them. I've got my original Switch box right here. Like, it's pretty cool to have all of this stuff up here. I really, really like it. That is everything for these shelves, but we're only honestly about halfway done. Oh my god, look at the runtime for this video. It's not gonna be fun to edit because now we got to talk about this side of the room. So first of all, I made the bed very poorly. It was made well yesterday when I recorded the first little bit of this video, but I went out today and I don't really want to get on the bed while I'm dirty, so I just kind of threw it together. Anyways, a lot of this stuff is just kind of collectible stuff, figures, plush, whatever else. Most of it is gaming related, but then here, this is where I do most of my gaming. Actually, this is where I do a lot of stuff. It's where I game, it's where I edit videos, it's where I edit photography photos, it's where I watch YouTube, and where I do social media stuff, and a lot of other, you know, PC junk and whatever. But yeah, the setup has evolved a lot over the years, just in terms of like what I've gotten. I have the same PC, I have the same Xbox, but the Switch and the PlayStation have changed. Obviously now I have a Switch 2 and it has a D-brand skin on it because I wanted to differentiate it from my fiance's Switch 2. And yeah, I have a PS5 Pro now, like I mentioned earlier. There were 2 main reasons that I wanted to get this. One, actually technically 3, but the main 2 reasons were because 1, I wanted to put the PS5 outside at the TV so I could watch 4K Blu-ray DVDs. And the second reason was because I wanted Minecraft to run better on this thing. Unfortunately, Minecraft doesn't really run that much better, if at all, on the PS5 Pro, which is kind of funny. However, the reason I bought this specific one was because even though they went up in price, so, you know, they're $900 now, I got this one for just $800, and let me explain. So, this was at a retro game store, my favorite retro game store that I go to. I really like to support them when I can. And they got this one in that not only came with the disc drive, which is an additional $80. So if you get the disc drive and a PS5 Pro brand new from PlayStation, it's over $1,000. So not only is $800 a really good value for this thing, but it also came with a 2 terabyte SSD, which if you go online right now, they're insanely expensive. This thing is valued at like $1,500 because of that. So getting it for $800, absolute steal. I would have rather have waited because I wanted to get one of these at the end of 2026, but it's whatever, you know, I bought it now, what am I gonna do? And I really like it. I've noticed the improvements in games like Fortnite and Marvel Rivals. They're not drastic, but, you know, the PS4 Pro also wasn't drastic. And while I don't think the price of this thing is good, I mean, $800 is still in-fucking-sane, but unfortunately, it's just what it's valued at. I really wish the PlayStation 5 went down to like $400 or even $300, and then the PS5 Pro was then $500. But unfortunately, that is just not the world we live in anymore. It's also kind of goofy because like the HDMI cord on the regular PS5 is down here, but on the Pro, it's all the way up here. So my cord situation, I mean, it's already not great as you can see, but it just looks kind of goofy. We've also got my Xbox. I like never use this thing ever. I honestly don't even remember. Actually, that's a lie. I do remember the last time I turned it on. It was to play Sonic X Shadow Generations, and before that it was Deadpool. Other than that, I don't remember when I last used it. And then next to these two systems is a photo of when my fiance and I got engaged on Mexico Beach, Florida. I gotta talk about my goat real quick. I've had this chair for, let me think, like 4 or 5 years if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely showing its age. I mean, I've sat in this thing every single day since I've gotten it. This right here is very wobbly, and it actually came out at one point. I had to glue it back. Before I glued it, I taped it, which I'll put on screen right now. But yeah, it's not supposed to do that, as you can see. I mean, this one's actually, no, it's not. It's down there that's wobbly, but that's not wobbly at all. That is very wobbly. It also creaks, as you can hear, but like, this is my goat. I love this chair. I got it back when I worked at Office Max in high school. I will upgrade someday, but like, not for a while. All right, let's talk about the PC. So I've got everything, again, kind of in a chaotic, organized mess. I got my two main controllers right here. This is the PS5 DualSense Edge controller. I love this thing. It is a godsend, especially because the main games I play on here are Marvel Rivals and Fortnite, so having the customizable buttons and the triggers that don't go all the way in and everything and the different profiles is very awesome. It is way too expensive. It was like $230 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's pretty dope. Then I've got the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller right here. This thing is also pretty good. I still prefer the DualSense Edge just because it looks better. I think it feels better. But this is still a, oh my god, I forgot I had a GameStop sticker on the back I put on there. But this is still a really good controller. It has back buttons, which I really like. It finally has the headphone jack, and everything about it, at least the buttons and the sticks and everything, feels really good. I just wish they used a different material. It's not a bad material, but like, as you can see, it gets marks very easily. You'll also notice I don't have an Xbox controller on here because, like I said, I never use it. I have two wireless chargers right here. This is a MagSafe one, and then this is a stand for my Apple Watch charger. This right here I've talked about every year, and I just have to continue talking about it. It is the Splatoon 2 headphone connector. It was a weird contraption that they released with these headphones that I bought, and I've been using it for my setups ever since. It is connected to this monitor right here and my PC. That way, when I'm playing these systems, which connect right to this monitor, I can hear audio from the system and my PC. It is absolutely goated. Speaking of audio, these are the headphones I've been using. So I was using AirPods Max for a very long time, but they started to give me very major headaches just because of how heavy they are, and my head would get very tender after using them for just 5 minutes. So I decided to switch to these things. They are, in terms of sound quality, like 1% worse than the AirPods Max. The AirPods Max are the best headphones I've ever used in my life in terms of sound. However, these things, the Sony WH6s, it's a super long name, but I just call them the WX6s, or the WH6s, I don't know why I'm saying X. These things are fantastic and better in every other way. They're very light, they sound great, they have a lot of customization options, and the best thing is, they have an actual headphone jack. The AirPods Maxes I had to plug in via lightning cable, and that really sucked because if I wanted to use them and charge them, I couldn't. I had to wait until my headphones were done charging. These, if they die, which I charge them every night, but sometimes I forget, just plug them in via USB-C. And even if they do die, they still work when they're plugged in, so it's pretty awesome. You can ignore the solo cup, I just have a drink in here. My main mouse is the, well, actually, let me talk about these two things together. So these are both Logitech, and you know, back then you'll see with my old setups, I used Razer stuff because it had the lights and they were clicky and it was, you know, gaming and super tall and lights and blah, 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 blah. I don't fuck with that anymore. I like function over looks and sound and whatever. So I wanted something that was comfortable because I do a lot of typing, and typing with those big ass keys and having to do this instead of just that was super uncomfortable, and the wires were annoying. This is just so much better. I mean, this is a fantastic mouse, and I am probably going to upgrade. This is the MX Master 3S. Yeah, it says it right there. This is the MX Master 3S. Fantastic mouse. Why did my camera do that? But I am probably going to upgrade to the MX Master 4 and then use this with my M2 laptop right there. My M2, what's it called? MacBook. Because I edit all my photos on my MacBook, and I've been using the touchpad, but I don't like touchpads. But yeah, this keyboard is a really good one. I've forgotten the name of it. I'll put it on screen right now. But it is very nice. It is backlit, so whenever I touch it, you know, it lights up. It's very, very comfortable. I like the sound of it. You know, it's not pretty, it's not super beautiful, but I do enjoy it. I was, funnily enough, let me pull this out of my desk real quick. I was using this keyboard for a year. This is an Apple keyboard. I really like this keyboard, but like it does not work as well with Windows as I thought it would. So I just decided to, in my opinion, get the next best thing. And I actually prefer the Logitech one. It's slightly taller, it's at an angle, it's backlit, and it actually works well with Windows. Other things I've got, I have the Switch 2 camera right here. I have my Elgato 4K 60, what is it? 4K 60S, that's what it is. Behind my monitor and cup and everything is my PC. It's not in a favorable spot, honestly, but I can't really do anything. I'm working with very limited space, as you can see. I mean, for fuck's sake, the consoles are on like a hovering stand, basically, so. And the desk that I'm using is very small. It came with the apartment, so it's not even mine. Thankfully, though, if you've seen any of my past tour videos, I have a very large desk that I absolutely adore, and I am bringing it to the next apartment. After 3 years, I'm finally getting that desk back. I'm so happy about it. Let me talk about these shelves right here. So a lot of this stuff has more personal meaning. Don't get me wrong, there's stuff on here that I just find cool, like I have some Gundam on here, this Charizard statue that my brother gave me because it's broken, but like I also have stuff on here that does have meaning, like these little cat plush things. This pink one my fiance had before she even met me, and then this green one we found at a store, and you know, it matches, so we got them together. This Mickey plush is one that I had when I was, I think a baby, honestly. It is pretty old, and I found it in the attic, and so I wanted to take it with me. I've got a Splatoon splatter shot right here, and also actually my Splatoon plush from the first game, Callie, Marie, and then the Inklings. And I've had all of this stuff since, I think, like 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And there's just a bunch of other stuff on here. I have the footage going on screen so you can see all of it. But yeah, I do like these shelves. I'm probably going to keep them in the next apartment. I'll change them up a little bit, but I do enjoy having them. And then to the right of these shelves, I have two more right here. And these are the same deal as the other ones. You know, it's just kind of cool stuff. I do have this Sonic Mania Collector's Edition statue, so that's pretty cool. I wanted to put it on the main shelves, but I just didn't have room. I also do want to talk about this hard hat right here. So, like the little doll I talked about at the very beginning of this video, this was my grandpa's, who sadly passed away, and this means a lot to me as well, just because he gave this to me on our very last Christmas together, and it was actually a gag gift. I don't know why he gave it to me and me specifically, but he did. I got this picture in it, and Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take it with me because back then we flew into the state that he lived in. But ever since he passed away and we've been going up there more and more, we've been driving just because it's more cost efficient. And when I went up there, when I drove up there for the first time, I was able to take it back with me. And so now I have it on the shelf. And this was actually his construction hat that he used. He owns, or at least he did own, a construction business that the uncle I talked about now is in charge of. All right, and as much as I am tired, I have been yapping for so long, there's still more to talk about. So this is all going to be B-roll footage. I'm just going to be talking over it because the sound in the common area is garbage, and I also have roommates, and I would rather not be yapping about this stuff for like 30 minutes out there. But yeah, this is where I play any console that is not hooked up to my PC, and that includes retro and some modern consoles. Like I said, I had the PS4 out here for a while. If I want to play a console like the Wii U, I'll hook it up to this TV, but if I want to play a console like my Genesis, I'll hook it up to this CRT. This is my main CRT. I have had this for a very long time, honestly for as long as I can remember. I did not get it when I got my NES. I actually got a much larger CRT back then, but it didn't work quite well. And for some games like Duck Hunt, it just straight up would not work at all. So my dad bought me this one instead. I really like this one, and again, I've had it for a very long time, but I actually am thinking about upgrading to a larger one. And one that's a little bit more sharp, because the image quality on here is a little bit blurry, and I do need glasses now. I mean, it's literally in my YouTube profile picture, I just never wear them. But yeah, having one that would be better quality would be pretty awesome. Below it, I have a VCR player, and above it, I have the world's largest popcorn bucket. When Lita and I go to the movies, we typically like to get the special little popcorn buckets that they've been releasing. I don't always get like the super good ones like the Galactus one right here or the Yoshi one. Mainly, I just stick to the special cups and tins that they have, and all of those are right here. And these also aren't just for display, because like, yeah, they're kind of cool to display, but one of the main reasons I like to get them is to actually reuse them whenever we watch movies. You know, we'll make some popcorn, put the popcorn in the bucket, put soda in the cup, and then turn off all the lights and actually watch a movie that way. And again, that's just why I prefer physical over streaming. It's just not the same, especially watching a streamed movie over your phone. Like, you can't beat the theater experience, and you can't beat, you know, sitting down, getting popcorn, and watching it on a TV. You just can't do that with a phone. To the left of my gray CRT, I have this Lightning McQueen CRT. This one I really just got because I really wanted it, and some dude was selling it for $200, and these things usually go for significantly more. They're pretty rare, and also when you find them, they're not in the best condition. Mine has all of the parts that are usually missing, which is this front cover and then the spoiler in the back. The only thing that's damaged with it is the stickers are kind of faded. I'm assuming he had this next to a window and the sunlight just damaged the stickers. Other than that, it's in great condition. I forgot about this. Okay, so no, it is not in great condition because the CD player actually will randomly go in and out, and it did not do this when I first got it, and I don't understand why it started doing this. The guy actually showed me it working because he had a copy of the Mario Bros. Movie playing when I got to his house, and he, like, you know, took it out, he put it back in, it was working, and then I used it after that because I wanted to see the image quality on this thing. But when I went to use it a few months ago, it just crapped the bed. It wouldn't work. It just kept going in and out, which is really weird. But I also don't really watch DVDs, and when I do, I'll use my PS5 to do so. So, I mean, I'm not really complaining about that. And like, I mean, if you couldn't tell around my room, I do like Lightning McQueen. Cars is possibly my favorite Pixar movie of all time. So yeah, getting this TV was like kind of a priority for me. I have a few VHS tapes out here. They, again, they would not fit on the shelf, so they're just sitting out here. And the Lightning McQueen TV is sitting on storage. So I have this storage right here, and I have two more storage things that are in my room I forgot to talk about, so I'll go back over them. But these hold cables and controllers. This one right here is for retro controllers. and they're all in bags just so the wires don't get all tangled and whatever with each other. And so, you know, one bag has PlayStation, the other bag has NES, another bag has N64. Actually, my N64 controllers I haven't put in a bag. I really need to reorganize these bags. But this one right here has like my PS4 controllers and more modern systems. And then these two drawers right here have cables. So this one is like system cables. So each bag has, you know, cables for the Xbox, cables for the PS1, cables for the N64. And then this one right here is just generic, you know, HDMI and then USB-A to USB-C or micro USB. And then everything in between. Also, I do apologize, this area is a little more dirty than I'd like because I'm currently packing stuff to leave. Obviously, normally these boxes aren't here. Also, the couch, TV, and these stands are not mine. They came, you know, with the apartment. But yeah, this area is alright. I mean, it does what it needs to, but I'm definitely gonna make a much better, much cooler area in my next apartment. Okay, we're back in the room. The things I forgot to talk about are these two drawers right here. This just has a shit ton of controllers in it and a few other things like headphones and, oh yeah, I forgot I have a MetaQuest. And other stuff. And then this drawer is literally just miscellaneous. It has cables, it has a stand, a USB thing, Wii stuff. The literal manual to the Wii. Yeah, these drawers are very random. So yeah, that is the 2026 apartment tour. Definitely subscribe if you liked what you saw, because in just a few weeks, I will be moving into my next apartment and I am going to be making an entire video of me moving, of me setting up my gaming stuff. I think it is going to just be really cool. So again, like, subscribe, do whatever, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.